It's a very good day from Alton Towers Scarefest 2024. 10 out of 10 event from what I've seen online, so it must be better than last year. Very much looking forward to Compound, the brand new maze for 2024. Looking forward to Altonville Mine Tours, which has been here since time begun, a bit like the Alton ancestors. And then there's the Attic, which hopefully we'll see some actors in there this year. It was alright last year, the theming was great, but wasn't a lot of actors, but hopefully that was just a fluke and a bit of bad luck. So today I'm joined by Mark, who is very much anticipating this event today.
Absolutely, 10 out of 10 events from what I've seen online. Compound, best maze that's ever been here. I am excited, genuinely excited to come and experience what it has to offer. Looking fabulous as ever on Tower Street. I hope that continues throughout the park, you know, in certain areas, and obviously getting back into burial grounds. That was fantastic last year, so I am excited to come back. Obviously, you know, get a tried and tested mine tours, and the Attic, always well themed, so I am excited. For what I say online, it's been a 10 out of 10 event for the last couple of days, so really excited.
Before we get started, I must say a massive thank you to Alton Towers for rectifying a little issue that I had. When I booked my Scare Maze tickets, I put them in for the 13th of October, which is today. When I got my booking confirmation, they came through for the 11th of October. It's took a couple of days to sort out because Alton Towers staff are extremely busy. They're starting Scarefest, they've had a Hex event on, all sorts has been going on, so it's took a few days to get fixed. But I really appreciate that they've actually done it, because they could have quite easily said, it's your mistake, rebuy the tickets. We're not going to do many rides today. It's going to mostly be a Scarefest vlog. However, there is a guy here that does like rides, and he's finally home from Orlando. Hello, Stephen.
Flew in Thursday night.
Did you?
Yeah, it's just for Hex.
Yeah. Have you been on it?
I have done Hex on Friday, yes. So,
good stuff.
yeah, I'm looking forward to doing a few rides in the dark. I did a few rides in the dark on Friday. It was brilliant Friday night. Much quieter than today though, so be interested to see how they handle the crowds.
Yeah.
As you know, as it gets a bit darker, people do tend to go home and go into the mazes more at night, which doesn't always make sense. A lot of the mazes are in the dark anyway, so you know, I'm going to enjoy some rides while you guys do some of the mazes.
Yeah, so we're actually doing the mazes at 4 o'clock today, so we should be able to join Stephen for a night ride on at least one of the coasters. Looking forward to this today. I've seen nothing but positivity for Scarefest 2024, so assuming from that this is going to be the best Scarefest since the 2000s. Let's go! Why not?
Things I've seen.
Oh, not good.
Don't listen to a thing this one says. Load of rubbish.
There we go then.
Don't go out there.
I've got to say, the Alton ancestors, they are 10 out of 10. They put a great show on. The interactions are great. They've been brilliant with everyone. They've been interacting with families, with us. They've been interacting with everyone. They've been great. It reminds me of 2017 when you walked in through the entrance and they were just there and they were straight on you. And it's been great. The interaction from them, from all of them, has been fantastic. And also, Tower Street looks incredible. The new monster truck. What do you think? It looks good, doesn't it?
Good. Yeah, I do quite. It's a new hearse, apparently.
Yeah, it is.
So I do think it looks a lot better than the old one that was getting a little bit beyond its best. So
the 2007 version.
Yeah, it was. I think the update's good, and I quite like the new characters they've added as well. So yeah, it's all. I think it's when you come in, it looks to business, doesn't it?
It does.
Like, you're like, right, we're setting up. So it'd be interesting to see if it carries on throughout. That'll be the thing to see. I have a feeling it might not be, but we can go and explore, can't we?
What does Mark think? Ancestors so far have been great, haven't they?
Ancestors are always good, to be fair.
Yeah.
It is good interaction. You know, it's just a good spectacle seeing them dancing.
Yeah.
And then obviously interacting with everyone afterwards. Fantastic. More of it, please.
What do you think of the new hearse?
Looks all right, to be fair. Like, it's it looks. The last one was tired, so this one needed a refresh, and they've done that. And Tower Street always looks good, but looks extra good today. So
yeah,
I just hope that it doesn't end after Tower Street.
Yeah, agreed. So Stephen's flown in from Orlando, and Matt's flown in from Salou. I feel like that's where you've walked from. You all good?
Yeah, I'm all good, yeah. Bit nippy though.
Just a bit. Are you excited for this 10 out of 10 event today?
Yes, I am, yes.
Excellent, good stuff. Right, folks, where are we going? Should we go to Hex?
Yeah,
yeah.
Let's go. Open on Friday, so let's go.
It's not open, mate, it's closed.
Does that mean we're not going on?
Yeah, we're not going on. Tower Street looks great. The lawns, let Mark talk about it.
It doesn't look very good, does it? Like, when you're looking like down there, I didn't know Oktoberfest had continued. They must have extended the event because it was such a good event. But I just don't get it. It's like it's Oktoberfest just with some Halloween buntons.
Yeah,
it's just a bit of a mixed bag.
Yeah, I mean, you literally Tower Street ends there, and then behind us, basically got a car boot sale. It doesn't look very good. Here we are at Hex, the legend of the towers. It reopened on Friday, but it isn't open now. However, one person in our group has done it, Stephen. What's changed?
I feel like overall it's a big improvement on it. So they've, I don't want to basically, if you don't want to know, skip forward a bit because I'm going to be spoiling bits. But they've kind of separated, created like a new room for the queue line now. So
yeah.
Where you normally would just kind of walk straight through, you get a bit of time to watch the videos in the queue line to tell you a bit of the story about the restoration project, which is ongoing. It just elaborates a bit more about the theming inside, because a lot of people didn't know that they discovered the vault by moving the bookcase and walked straight past it. But like that's been there all along. So there's a bit more focus on the actual story element. The cinema is pretty much the same.
Yeah.
There's a few extra lighting effects in there. I didn't really think they kind of added or took away from the experience, in my opinion. The octagon's been spruced up with some new lighting in there. I thought overall in there, it's a better experience. I think it does get a little bit bright at times. If you look up, it can be a little bit flashing lights and
still
things.
Got the same audio, like the music?
Yeah, same audio throughout. There's some of the PAs have changed a little bit, just to encourage people to either proceed or wait, like themed PAs, which are quite nice. And then, yeah, it's just like when you get to the bookcase, it's a lot more illuminated now, so you can actually see it, as most people would walk past it and not notice it, so I'm pro of that. And the vault itself, which the issue it was having has been fixed. Yeah. Because it's been an ongoing issue with it, and you could kind of feel it when you're on the ride. So that's gone. Lovely and quiet experience. The lighting in there is improved. I do really like the machine, the periodic table, the machine the Earl built, or supposedly built, which powers the branch to cause all this paranormal activity inside.
So you've added a bit to the story then, almost.
No, this has always been there.
All right, okay.
It's just not because you just walk past it, so people don't notice it. It's just the more like making sure that you understand it a little bit more when you go through.
Well, that's good. Yeah,
that's what I mean. So this machine that the Earl built, which you kind of see at the end of the video, he's doing the experiments. He built this machine, which is what you're going in essentially. There's a lot more focus on that because it used to have a little strobe light that would flicker at the start on it, and then that was it. Whereas now it's like the lighting in there's a lot more focused on like the ride experience, so it does kind of change colours as the ride goes, which some people I've heard don't like that, but I personally think that's a big bonus because the machine's meant to be doing something, and you can see it actually charging the branch with energy, making Hex happen.
It sounds positive, sounds good.
Yeah, I think it's overall good. I just hope they get it back open again soon. It's a shame what's happened to it. From my experience, I've had a similar thing happen to me when I worked on it in the past. Unrelated to the issue it has been having, it was actually a guest that caused the issue that happened to me. I'm just going to say that because I don't want to elaborate anymore because that'll be speculation. We don't really know what's happened, but I'm just going off what I've had happen in the past. So I wouldn't, if you're a little bit dubious about wanting to do Hex, don't let what's happened put you off. It's a really good good ride experience. And what it's just unfortunate. I think a part of that may well be that they've got a new team and things as well. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully we'll get it open soon, and I don't think it's going to be an extended
No, that's
breakdown
fair
at
enough.
all. It's a pretty
Cool.
yeah.
Well, I'm going to jump in at this point and say that regardless of any frustrations with Hex, please don't take it out on the staff member that has to stand outside there and say it's closed, because it's not their fault.
No, it's not their fault.
It really is not their fault. It's like, yes, people are frustrated, they want to go on it, but at the end of the day, the staff member who stood at the entrance of the ride probably isn't the person that broke it, and even if they are, they don't deserve to get shouted at for it. So yeah, on we go. It sounds good. I'm actually looking forward to doing it, whether that be next year or whenever, but yeah, let's see how it goes. Good news, we found some Scarefest theming. Here it is. Yeah, I think that's all I'll say.
I mean, I remember reading at the start of the year that they wasn't going to do Mardi Gras because they were going to put the budget into Oktoberfest and Scarefest, and all I can guess is it wasn't a very big budget for Mardi Gras based on this.
Some theming in the tree, mate.
I don't know what to say about it, to be fair. Like, I think you can get them for what, like £1 in B&M bargains, to be fair. So there we are.
The Alton Towers Dungeons is no more, and this is what all this decking and theming is that we've been going on about. This is Amigos in the Afterlife. It's another upcharged scare attraction. As part of Scarefest, it is more family friendly. We could do it, but we're not going to, because it is aimed at children, and it would just not be up for what we want to do, really. It's just not Scarefest to me. I mean, maybe Alton Towers, based on what I've seen so far, need to have a sort of an event between 9 AM and 4 PM, which is basically a family event, and then from 5 to 10 o'clock actually have an adult version of Scarefest. Just before we move on from this area near the Alton Towers Dungeons, or what was the Dungeons, there is also Trick or Treat Town, which again is a family friendly attraction here at Scarefest. It's not one we've paid for, it's not one we're going to be doing, but I just thought it was worth mentioning. We're starting off our scare mazes with Daz Games Panic Reloaded. Last year I rated Daz Games a 1 out of 10, so hopefully it's going to be better this time. What are you expecting, Mark?
I think it'll be the same again.
You do?
I honestly think it'll be the same again. We will hunt for our symbols. If we can't find them, then we'll just be in there. I mean, I remember last time, obviously, the actors really did try their best with what was limiting. I'd imagine it might be similar again, but, you know, going with expectations down here, hopefully they'll be up here, because by popular demand, maybe we was in the minority last year that didn't like it. So, you know, it's it'll be interesting. Like, I really hope that it's gone through something what we'd class as like the Big Top process.
Yeah.
Because the first year Big Top wasn't great. They brought it back, redid it, one of the most iconic mazes in Bob's history. So hopefully we're in for this today.
What I will say is, it doesn't look great from the outside, but yeah, time to go in. If it's a 2 out of 10, it'll be an improvement, so let's see how this goes.
I'm going to give it maybe a 1 out of 10, but I'm going to give some credit where credit's due, because obviously it's basically B&M bargains the scare maze. The tech in there is fantastic, but the actors, they were working their hardest trying to scare people, just going round, and I'll give them credit because they have got nothing to work with in there to try and scare people. They're not like tight enclosed spaces trying to follow people like in Mine Tours or anything like that. They're working with nothing. They're trying to scare people basically in a big empty room, and you know what, you're just giving them an impossible task, because that is utter rubbish. Please never bring that back again.
I'm glad we did it first, because it can only get better. I agree with Mark. There's a lot of things we could say on camera about that, but that was rubbish. I didn't get it. I mean, my wristband didn't even work, but it was just an absolute mess. I don't get it. All that technology in there that they could have done with it.
Yeah, they are trying.
Just didn't get it at all.
Yeah, fair enough.
I don't know what to say about it.
Yeah.
Would you do it again?
No.
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 Fair dues.
Same as Mark. Don't bring it back.
No, I agree. Actors doing their best. You can't fault it. They've been given a maze to work with. They're doing their best. Technology, it's great. Brilliant technology. As a scare maze, it's in the bin. It's just not very good. It's just not very good at all. I've been to a lot of Halloween events this year. This is the 9th one I've done. I've done a lot of scare mazes. Not all of them are good. Some of them are okay. Some of them are amazing. Some of them, in my opinion, are world class. That might as well just stay as a conference centre. It's the worst in the history of Scarefest. Please never bring it back.
You are about to enter Altonville Mine Tours Tiny's Revenge.
Next up is Altonville Mine Tours Tiny's Revenge. Done this one a few times before, but it is a very good scare maze, so I'm looking forward to it. He's laughing because he enjoyed the Altonville Mine Tours.
Did he enjoy it? Mark's looking at me.
So what did you like about the Mineville tours?
We had a good run through. We were back at, it was a big group of us. I don't know why they put 13 in a group. Way too big. But we were at the back and we got hammered. I loved it.
Good.
Much better than the first one anyway, but no.
You're not setting the bar very high there, mate.
To be honest with you, I spent most of the time laughing at that.
You were in just your brain.
I'm not listening.
No, I had a good run through.
Were we in the same group? Well, then again, the group was that long.
Well, we ended up getting lost. We had to be ushered back into the maze.
Right.
So there was a bit of a gap between you and us at the back. So
They probably thought you were the next group.
yeah.
Yeah. Good.
It is a good maze. It's long. Plenty of actors. And Mark's still looking at me.
Shall we bring him in? Come on, Mark. You loved it, didn't you?
45 minutes we waited for that.
Was that how long we waited?
45 minutes for a paid time ticket. Obviously we're paid, you get your time slot 2 hours, and we're now what? 2 mazes in and it's 5:15.
And we've got till 6 to finish them.
To finish them, we waited 45 minutes for that, and they batched us in a group of 13 people in Mine Tours. Which, like, the theming in there is well done. It's claustrophobic. If you don't like it, then you know what, it's going to be really uncomfortable for you. I'll be honest, there was quite a number of actors in it, but because the group was so big, the actors were getting people at the front and getting people at the back, but there was nothing in between. So constantly, every time I came to an actor, they went and just stood to the side because he was having to let so many people through because it was such a big group and it's so claustrophobic. It was like, you just have to keep going through, and the thing is, like, Mine Tours is a great maze. It's been here far too long though, but it's still a great maze. And honestly, I'm speechless because it was ruined by how big the group was. It was genuinely really ruined by how big the group was, and you're paying for it. The thing is, I'd happily pay £10 more if it meant that I could have a limited run-throughs in a certain time period, because,
Like, for example, between 12 and 4 or
Yeah.
5 and 9 or whatever, and you've got 4 hours, do them as much as you want.
yeah, because we know that Altonville, because we've done it so many times because it's been here for eternity, is better than what we experienced today.
Yeah. What I will say, fair play to the actors, doing well. The maze is well themed. Sound effects are great. I really like the new sound effect. I think the new, like, it sounded like the creaking noises and stuff. That was good. Soundtrack in there is good. The maze itself scares. Scarier paying the price than actually going through the maze, unfortunately. Next up, it's the attic, Terror of the Towers. Last year we didn't see a lot of actors in here. Even though the theming's great, there wasn't a lot of actors in here. We just got pretty dodgy run through, so fingers crossed this one's a lot better. We've just been through the attic, Terror of the Towers. I reckon Mark really enjoyed this.
I didn't think last year's run through could be any worse. We went through, there's no queue, but we still managed to go through as a group of 10.
Yeah.
The 2 people at front were that scared to go in through the first door, they ended up coming in the middle too. And by the end of it, they were laughing and joking. It was awful. There was nothing to be scared about. It was literally, you could see all the actors and they were just, you know, they were stood there and it was like, we see you. There's no scare gonna happen if I can see where you are and then you jump out or anything. I can see where you are.
They weren't even jumping out, they were just calling us like various names to do with the story.
Yeah.
Or telling you to get out.
Yeah, and it's like, I can see you, but if you jumped out at me and scared me and told me to get out, I'd be scared, but there's just nothing there. It's just, and like, there was no queue. So why batch a group of 10?
Yeah.
Why batch a group of 10 to go through and you pay like, I say, oh, is it £27.50 with past discount to do the whole lot?
Yeah.
We've had Daz Games rubbish, and now Attic, that needs to go. Honestly, it's way past its time. You know, I can understand bringing it back, doing like the 1 year or 2 years of it, but it feels like it's been here for eternity now.
2019.
It just needs to go. Like, it's well themed and that, but it might as well just turn it into a walkthrough. Like,
Yeah.
no, remove the scare actors and just have it dead dark and be like, there you go, crawl through the attic, because
Yeah.
that's just as scary as what we did today. Honestly, bin it.
I don't really have anything else to add. Theming's good. Trying to think of positives. It's warm. Yeah.
If it was raining, you'd stay dry. There you go.
Good point, yeah. That's a great positive. Oh well, on to Compound, the brand new scare maze for 2024.
Just like somewhere in there, just somewhere.
He's got a phone start, so I think that looks out here.
What did you think?
It was the best out of the 4. But I think they've got an issue with this Scarefest at the minute. I was saying earlier on, it's just, I used to look forward to this time of year, coming to Alton Towers for Scarefest, riding rides in the dark, the mazes. I think they've got a lot to work on.
Yeah.
I'm quite disappointed, to be fair. And we mentioned a few months ago when we stood outside the towers, didn't we?
Yeah.
We were talking about it, and the first thing I brought up, because they just brought out the prices, and I was like, that's way too much. So bit the bullet, paid for it. I just feel like I'm wasting my money, to be honest with you. It's just really, really disappointing.
I thought I had a pretty good run through. I thought it was really short, but to go through it without giving loads away, there was a bit of a pre-show. It gets you a little bit immersed, but in terms of full immersion, the entrance to the attraction is poor. It really isn't good at all. The building is obviously not decorated, it just says Compound on the side. Looks very much like a survival games building at Fort, which, to be fair, it's probably going to have multi-purpose over the time. It's they won't have just built it for this year, so it will be used for various mazes, I'm sure. So once you get inside the pre-show, you get a little bit of immersion, but just as you're getting into the story, they then send you through. And then it's basically like buying a lottery ticket, then it's a bit of a gamble. You don't know if you're going to get a good run through or not. Obviously we've been a group of 5, 6. Some of us have done all right. I had a pretty good run through, but again, too short. Theming in there is great. Acting was all right, it was solid. It wasn't scary. Yeah, I wouldn't be paying £12 solo run through.
You go in, you get put in a room. In a room with over 3 people. I came out of that room and he went, go in that room. So I went in that room. I was on my own. I came out of that room, went through a corridor and he went, go in that room. So I went in that room, again, on my own. And then caught Nat up. I was like, afternoon. And then I was in a cage on my own after Nat left. And then I just walked through and it's just maybe saw 2, 3, other than the ones that put me in the room, told me to go in the room, I saw maybe 2 actors. It was just absolute waste of time. The thing is, like, I'd cut them some slack, but it's been £27.50 for these mazes. and I can only go through it once. So if you get a bad run through, you've paid for it and you can't do it again.
No,
and that's the sad thing. Is like sometimes we've been in mazes and we've gone, you know what, it's not been great, but I'll go through it again.
Yeah.
But I can't do that with that.
It starts from £8, mate, if you want to give it a go.
Yeah, so why would I pay again to experience what potentially is likely to be another terrible run through? Because you can't guarantee it.
Do you know what it'd be like? It'd be like gambling. You bet on a horse, you lose, so you go, I'll bet on the next race, and then if it's bad again, you go again. Now you shouldn't do that, and that's why we're not doing these scare mazes again, because if we pay again and they're bad again, what do? You just keep paying until it's good. I thought it was all right. I mean, I obviously had a better go through than Mark, but again, I've seen different things on X. I've seen a lot of things on Friday, early Friday, 10 out of 10, Scarefest is back, best maze ever. Saw a lot of that, but then as the event started to progress and we got to Saturday, and today on X, Twitter, Facebook, there's varying reviews. It's not all 10 out of 10 anymore, so must be a reason for that. I can't think what that could be. But yeah, the reviews as the event's progressed have got a little bit more negative.
Just gone, here you go for an extra quiz. Join us! Join the end shows!
Well, that's the end of our day here at Alton Towers Scarefest 2024. So we stay in focus, take it in turns on cameras.
Worst Scarefest I think there's ever been. It's been, quite frankly, it's just been a poor show. Really, really bad. Really poor mazes, really poor batching. We came away in 2020, we left early after doing the mazes, like I'd had enough. And I was like, I'll need a couple of years away. Well, quite frankly, I don't think I'll ever return to Scarefest. Especially not in its current form, because it's just not what I want from an event. It's got Daz Games pants, and
yeah,
that summed it up. It was awful. You go into Mine Tours, same as it's always been, but batched in a group of 13 with a 45-minute wait. Go into Attic, batched in a group of 10 when there's no queue. It's like they waited for people. It's like, why? Like, and quite frankly, like I say, the people in front were that scared they didn't want to go in, and they were laughing by the end of it because it just wasn't scary. It was awful. It was just people stood there going, get out. And then we went to Compound, and I was just being led room to room. Well, you know, if standing in a room is scary, then I suppose it might be scary, but quite frankly, there was no storyline to it, and you just got let out. It's like, was that it? Like, what was the scare maze about that? And quite frankly, it just summed up the event. Burial Ground's probably the highlight. I don't think it was as good as last year.
No, it wasn't.
But it was a highlight going through it. You get a bit of interaction with the actors as you're going through. It's got, you know, the fire, the lighting. That was a highlight. But in all honesty, this event for me needs to change the direction to get me back, because it's not a scary event anymore. You know, when you think back, and we've had the likes of the Sanctuary, likes of Subspecies, Nox Infernus Scare Zone, and
Boiler House,
yeah,
the original Terror Towers, and
now we're at this, and
yeah.
It's gone in a total opposite to what made Scarefest great. I always had a great atmosphere. Imagine walking in now, Ancestors, heading to the right, going in Freak Show, like yes,
yeah.
But now stops after Tower Street. It just stops, and then it's just paid mazes for the rest of it. There's nothing else Halloween about the event. It needs somebody external to come and look at it and go, right, this is what we need to make Towers Scarefest what it used to be, because it's in the wrong direction for me. It's bad.
So just picking up from Mark's review, and I'm trying to think of some positives, but Scarefest has just fallen off so far. I think, like, for me, this used to be one of the highlights of the calendar. It was always something that I absolutely loved doing, coming to Alton Towers Scarefest. And right up until about 2016, this event was incredible. It was quite weak in 2018. I remember in 2017 really enjoying it because of the interactions with all the scare zones, especially like the Ancestors, the Freak Show and all that, they were amazing. 2018 that dropped off. 2019 they put some new stuff in and it was all right. 2020 it was poor. Then we didn't do it until last year. Last year the review's still on the channel. It was an honest review. I got some criticism for it from people at Towers, but it was an honest review. And this is an honest review, and it's just somehow it's worse. And for me, it's just fallen off so far that I really wouldn't care now if they just scrapped the whole scare thing here and just turned it into a Rides in the Dark event, because the scare stuff is just poor. It's average. I've done so many events across the country, across Europe, in America, and it's always easy to say, oh, the ones at home are the worst ones, but some of the events in the UK are the best in the world, or some of the best in the world in my opinion, whereas this one it's not even a top 10 scare event, not even close. It's just not very good, I'm afraid. I'm not going to say don't come to it, because everyone's scared by different things, people enjoy different things, but for me, as somebody that loves Halloween, loves roller coasters in the dark, loved Alton Towers Scarefest, this event has fallen off so far. One thing that would potentially tempt me back to this event is if they changed the ticketing setup, whereas if you pay a certain amount, you get, like, say 3 or 4 hours to just do them on an unlimited amount of times for like 2 or 3 hours. Then you might get a good run through, then you might get a bad run through, you might get a mixed bag, but because you're paying for one go, you can only judge it off that one go, and that's what we've done. And the one go we've had in all of the mazes we've done, they have all been average to poor, unfortunately. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. I'm sorry that it's not, you know, a 10 out of 10 review, Alton Towers is the best thing ever sort of review, but I'm afraid this is our opinions, and on this channel we are always honest. We will always report as we experience it and not make things up. So that is it. This is what we've experienced, and unfortunately that is going to be my lasting memory of Scarefest, whereas I'm sure some people it will be amazing for, but for us it's just not been. So that's all for now. I would normally say if you've enjoyed this vlog, please give it a like, hit the like button below and all that, but you're probably thinking, what a bunch of moaning buggers you lot are today. So that's all. Many thanks for watching. See you next time.